Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review, pub review rather. So I'm going to be talking about places to drink in Lincoln. I've just seen it there. I'm going to talk about this place, the Strugglers Inn in Lincoln. Wow, and what a place! You walk in the door. To the right, you've got like a snug area. That was well busy, and to be honest, it was rammed yesterday when I went in. And this is on where the Steampunk Festival was on, so you might not see it. Might be a different day when you see this, so it won't be yesterday on that day. The bar area absolutely rammed. Down some steps, well, that's where the bar is. You go out, you go down some steps. Big outdoor seating area with music on while we were there, for what is basically a small pub. Wow, the amount of people. So in the toilets, in the bar, it's just every single beer you could imagine on the ceiling. You could sit there for hours just looking at the beers. I did when I went into the toilet. Well, I wasn't there for hours, but I did look at the things on the wall. So yesterday, I'll just think of the beers that I actually drank yesterday while I was there, just so I get the right beers. So yeah, I had Ossett, their 25-year Alter Ego any IPA. I'm not sure if it's a collab with Alter Ego or just says Alter Ego. I presume it must be just the name of the beer. There is a brewery called Alter Ego on our doorstep in Derbyshire. I also drank from Horncastle Ales, Dreadnought. And finally, from a local, I did say I was not going to drink local beers, but it was the only one that out of the beers on the bar, the rest of them that I fancied. So Pigging Out from Magpie Brewery. And I love the artwork, to be fair. All three beers, very well conditioned, kept brilliantly. The Ossett one was certainly the king of those three beers. I did do a review in the yard as well, so down in the yard, not in the pub, it was way too busy. But like I say, absolutely brimming with people, good beer, music. It's pubs like that, and especially around the corner, you've got the Victoria Lincoln. They are a credit to their area because it just brings people in. Beers that change bring people in, and obviously, Strugglers Inn, from an outsider's point of view, that range of different cask beers, it all helps, An ever-changing array of cask is what brings people back, especially your locals that are going in maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week. And for them, you don't need to go anywhere else. You can just go, well, you've got that and the one round the corner as well. And that's before you go down that bloody hill. That's really steep. That's the name, Steep Hill. But yeah, great beer. Friendly staff behind the bar. Obviously, the amounts are different, but the amount, the obviously all the beer mats to be used, and I love that. Why chuck them away? It's history. Every beer that you ever drink is a history, because some of these beers you'll never see them again, and some may get rebrewed. And I think it's actually dangerous not to keep bringing a beer back at least once a year. And certainly if it's a really popular beer, more than once a year, keeping it as a core range beer. But yeah, credit to Lincoln. Where the castle is, I bet they get tons of visitors. I bet they going through beer at a rate of knots. Be interesting to see if they ever needed keg lines on in there, but if you're selling that much cask, do you really need to bother? Kegs are always going to be a bit more expensive to sell, and if you can keep the prices down with cask, which is probably the cheapest form of beer that's on sale in a pub, yeah, I mean cheaper than your big brands these days, which are getting expensive for what they are. But yeah, absolutely cracking place to visit, well worth going to, and that's my review really. There's, it lived up to its reputation, that's all I can say. Cheers all.